Hello everyone. In the last episode, we introduced drip irrigation. From this episode on, we will introduce our products one by one. Today, we're talking about the Huawei 1730 patch type drip irrigation. This kind of product is one of the most common ones in drip irrigation. It is especially suitable for the irrigation and fertilization of row crops. For example, solanaceous fruits like eggplant, chili, and strawberries, and even flowers like chrysanthemums and roses. Just lay this tape along the rows and customize the water outlets according to our planting spacing. At the same time, which is very convenient. It also has different wall thicknesses. As we can see, this one is 0.2 millimeters, the thinnest is 0.15 millimeters, and the thickest is 0.6 millimeters. Underfilm drip irrigation in the north is for what time used to match mechanized operations. So they can choose a thinner wall thickness of 0.15 millimeters. But when we have higher requirements and need a longer service life, we recommend using 0.3 to 0.6 millimeters drip products. Irrigation tapes also have different flow rate requirements. We have 1 liter per hour, 1.3 liters to 0.7 liters, 2 liters, and even up to 4 liters. First, it must match the water requirements of the crops. Second, combine it with the design of the entire irrigation system. How much water is needed in total for this irrigation area? Third, choose according to the soil sandy soil, loam, or sandy loam. Our recommendation is as follows. For example, sandy soil has fast infiltration and is easy to penetrate. Now, in this case, let's look at the dripper. You can choose drippers with a very small flow rate. If we cut open the drip irrigation tape, there is a tiny dripper inside. The water flows out from its front side. This product is just such a tiny thing. If we enlarge it and 3D print it, it looks like this. So, how does it work? After water enters from the filter window on the back, it passes through the labyrinth flow path, and finally flows out of the water outlet. Of course, the quality and performance of a drip irrigation tape depend heavily on the dripper. For example, its water uniformity is completely determined by this dripper. In addition, its anti-clogging performance and laying length are also related to this dripper. After water enters the filter window, its primary function is to block debris. Since its filtration size is only 0.5 to 1 millimeter, anything larger than this cannot enter. What is the labyrinth energy dissipation flow path? When pressurized water enters the labyrinth, it flows along the winding path. At the very end, its pressure energy is dissipated. The outflow rate we get is exactly what we designed. So we have rates like 1L, 2L, 3L, or 4L per hour, all determined by the length of the labyrinth path. Meanwhile, the uniformity has a lot to do with the shape, anti-clogging and spacing of the teeth. We can optimize the design by creating a vortex behind the teeth to wash away impurities instead of letting them settle. At the same time, the molding design must be perfect. Any defect or incomplete molding during injection will heavily impact performance. That's all for today's introduction. See you in the next episode.